And like I said, those documents were fraudulent. Well, they weren't. Okay, they're legitimate documents. They were real documents. But my mother was manipulated into doing them, number one. And number two, they were never completed.
Oh, and by the way, did I script this in any way? Did I force you to say anything against your will? Did I put words in your mouth in any way?
Why, no.
Okay, thank you. All right, so all right, I'll see.
Okay. Never manipulated her, never put words in her mouth. It wasn't scripted in any way. And like I said, I asked her over and over and over again, do you want the Frosts in charge of this property? No. No. She's made it abundantly clear. She has never wanted the Frosts in charge of her affairs. Ever. She has never wanted the Frosts in charge of her affairs. Okay? The Frosts are committing fraud right now. And fraud in the state of Kentucky is a felony. Okay? It is a felony. And Clay County, by reading that fraudulent will and an alleged trust as well, has committed fraud also. Clay County is complicit in the criminal activities of the Frosts. Aiding and abetting, if you will. Now, some rather distressing news. Apparently, Clay County has read my mother's fraudulent will, a will that by her own admission she never got completed. They have also allegedly approved a trust fund, which also my mother never got finished. So my mom was supposed to go to Clay County to Clay's office and finish those documents. She never did, and I've got her on video admitting she never did. She never finished those documents. And what I'm hearing through the grapevine is that allegedly Clay County has went on ahead and attributed these documents as legitimate, which constitutes fraud. Okay. Like I said, I've got mom on video saying that these documents were never finished. Okay, so for Clay County to go on ahead and approve these documents as legal is the absolute definition of fraud. Neither one of those documents were ever finished, and supposedly Clay County has approved them, which means Clay County is literally breaking the law by siding with these terrorists and with the Frost. Okay, no wonder the trolls keep sending me hate mail, saying that I'm never going to have anything and I'm never going to get my kids. Well, the fat lady has not sung in that department yet, because obviously if Clay County is colluding with terrorists and colluding with the Frosts, who are known criminals, or at the very least people with criminal intent, then yeah, that's a major problem. That's a big problem because like I said, approving a document that was incomplete constitutes fraud. But even with their stupid incomplete documents, they still don't own my property. Okay, so if they are manipulating the renters so that I can't have an income, that is far more than just malice at that point, isn't it? Because that is inhibiting my ability to have an income. That's inhibiting my ability to live, to actually live. All right, and if that's the case, well, then they're in hot water too over that. Okay, but like I said, those documents are incomplete. They were never finished. And the document before that, the will before that, had my sister on it. Well, she's deceased, so you can't use that one. So the only will that's legitimate is the one from Ohio, and the only name on the one in Ohio is me. All right, so the Frosts are committing fraud at this point, and apparently Clay County, or at least some aspects of Clay County, are colluding with the Frosts in their fraudulent actions, and that's unfortunate because now I can have a major lawsuit against Clay County, as big as Mount Olympus, and I'll win. Because you can't get on here and claim that a document that's incomplete is legitimate. Okay. You can't do that. All right. So Yeah, that's where we're at on that shit. Now, yeah, it's sad to hear that Clay County has sided with a bunch of terrorists and the Frost in passing these documents as legitimate when they are not. That's very unfortunate. And they think that because I'm poor that I can't mount a defense. Well, I'm sorry, but they're wrong. They're wrong, and they're about to find out how wrong they are. Okay. The will and the trust were never completed. And I have my mother on video saying so when she was lucid. So don't start with any of that dementia bullshit. She was lucid at the time she stated that. All right. So, yeah, that's very unfortunate. However, that's going to make me a very rich man because under a pro se, pro per litigation, I can charge as much as I want. See, a normal civil case is limited to $50,000. However, under a pro se, pro per litigation, it can be any dollar amount I please or any dollar amount the court wishes. Okay. So I can literally charge any amount that I want. And I intend to charge quite a bit. Okay. Like I said, just, the Frosts have gotten away with $7.5 million. That's not counting the war bonds, treasury bills, certificates of deposits, all the expensive jewelry my mom had in the safety deposit box. They got away with all of that. They got away with all of that. And Clay County has done nothing to stop them. Absolutely nothing. In fact, CPS APS was the ones that gave the Frost the fraudulent POA so that they could go up and clean mom's bank account out. Imagine that. So yeah, there's a lot of problems going on, but I ain't guilty of nothing. And never mind the fact that, we're talking about a bunch of domestic terrorists on the internet with criminal records longer than my damn arm, and Clay County is colluding with these people. Yeah, well, G-Von, how do you know? Because they've done everything they've told them to do. Cut off Jerry's money, prevent me from getting my disability and SSI, cut off my food stamps, just boom, 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 right down the line. Everything these terrorists have told them to do. But yeah, apparently Clay County has went on ahead and said that a half-done document is a legitimate document, which it is not. Okay, so that is in a way that's unfortunate, but in a way it's fortunate for me because there's no way I can lose a lawsuit. I've got mom on video saying those documents were never completed. Okay. And all I got to do is show a federal judge that video where she clearly states that those documents were never completed, and Clay County is going to be in a shit ton of hot water. Okay. You can't sit there and approve documents that are unfinished. Okay. No, you can't. That's fraud. Okay. That's fraud. You can't do that. All right. But it is my understanding, as I sit right now, that Clay County has indeed approved these fraudulent documents, these forgeries. Yeah, I started to say forgery, and that's correct. They are forgeries in a roundabout way because they were never done. They were never finished. So if they went on ahead and finished them, now see, the thing of it is, it's untelling what these documents say, because since they were incomplete, they had to complete them, which means they had to get somebody to complete them. Then they had to forge my mother's name because, mom's out of it. She can't remember anything. Okay. So, that's just all kinds of wrong, because in order to finish the document, they would have to commit a forgery. And then they legally signed my mom's name without her consent, which would be another felony. Okay. So I mean, yeah, the felonies are racking up here, and the Frosts keep committing felony after felony. And apparently they've scared the renters and told the renters that I'm some kind of fucking terrorist, or they've told them that I'm not even her son or some kind of weird shit. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's a bunch of shit that needs to stop. And where's the governor in all this, or the attorney general of the state of Kentucky? Oh, yeah, they're hiding under their desks. They're hiding under their desks. They have done nothing. Larry Frost kills my mother literally goes behind my back as my mother's medical power of attorney, and gives her knowing damn good and well she's either going to get a heart attack or she's going to get blood clots. And they're unrepentant of it, by the way. They are completely and totally unrepentant of killing my mother in cold blood. Now, you say, well, Vaughn, how do you know it was in cold blood? Because me and my mother were going to go to Washington, D.C. and testify against James Arnold Frost for stealing my inheritance money. Well, we can't have that, boys and girls, so we got to kill her ass, right? And that's exactly what they did. They went behind my back, gave her the... She got a blood clot. They were hoping for a heart attack because a heart attack would have been immediate, but she didn't get a heart attack. She got a blood clot. And then the blood clot went to her brain and then killed her. Notice that they buried the body very quickly. Notice that they what's that stuff? They embalmed. Yeah, they embalmed the body and buried her quickly. Why? Because an autopsy would show that they were complicit and that they were wrong and that she had in fact had the done to her. So they had to embalm the body quickly, bury it quickly. Now, thankfully, with today's modern forensics, that won't help them because her body tissues will still show where she has had the... and if I get the chance to do so, I will exhume the body, and the toxicology in her body will show that she's had the... But see how they've done. They embalmed and buried the body quickly, thinking that there wouldn't be an autopsy done or that there couldn't be an autopsy done. Wrong. There still can be. There still can be. And her tissues will show that she had the... as they're calling it. Her tissues will show that. So sorry, Frost. All I got to do is exhume that body, and I'll have the proof that I need. Nice try, though. Nice try. To that end, I want to make it abundantly clear that yes, there is an investigation going on. There is. You're right. There is an investigation going on. Just remember, though, that the pendulum swings both ways. Okay? And like I said, those documents were fraudulent. Well, they weren't. Okay, they're legitimate documents. They were real documents. But my mother was manipulated into doing them, number one. And number two, they were never completed. They were never completed. Let me see if I got that video where I asked her that. And I'll just play the video for you right here, right now. I'll play the damn video for you. Where she states categorically that those documents were never completed. They just weren't. I confronted the trolls about this death threat that was given to me by video. And the response from the trolls was, oh, well, that was an actor. Okay, well, now that's worse. Because now you're saying you paid someone to make death threats to me. That's even worse. That's even worse, dummies. You idiots. That's even worse, man. All right, Mom, where's your videos at? I have to go to BitChute. Find it there. If I don't find the video here. All right, there we go. Now we got this shit cooking. Okay, now we got it going on.
Get down.
Larry Frost alleges that you told him it was okay for him to take your SSI and stimulus checks. Did you okay that? No. Well, you need to say the word no, Mom.
I said you were going to take them.
Okay, but I know that, but you got to say that. Did you allow Larry Frost to have your SSI and stimulus checks?
If I did, I sure don't remember it.
Okay. When James Arnold Frost stole money out of this closet, did you say it was okay?
Well, no, I didn't even know he took it.
When he obtained a POA, did he obtain that POA with your permission?
No.
In fact, he had been removed from the POA twice. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did he get a third POA? Well, it must have been illegal.
I don't know.
Yeah, good question, isn't it? Okay. All right. Now, did you authorize James Arnold Frost to go to the bank and clean out your bank account?
No.
He does not have a right to have your war bonds, your T-bills, CDs.
No.
Jewelry.
Those were mine. They were locked up at the bank.
Correct. All right. But you never authorized James Arnold Frost to take money out of your closet or to clean out your bank account.
No,
You never authorized Larry Frost to have possession of your SSI or your stimulus checks or anything of yours.
no,
Well, see, these Frosts are saying that you authorized them to have your stuff.
no. I said I'm capable of handling my own stuff.
But and who do you want it to have?
You.
All right. Now they're now saying these people on the internet are saying that they're gonna go to court on December the 11th and take this property and that truck away from me. Are you authorizing that in any way?
Why, no.
You're not authorizing them to take possession of this property.
Absolutely not. Nobody's taking this property.
You're not authorizing them to take that truck.
No. They're not taking my truck. What will we go around then?
Exactly. And so who do you want to have this property, the Frost or your son?
I want my son to have it.
And you wanted your son to have it from day one, is that not correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for the last, I don't know, 10, 12 months or whatever it's been, you've never wavered from that. You've always wanted your son to have possession of everything.
It's your son.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, they're saying it's theirs. They're saying it belongs to them. They're saying that because you have the last name of Frost, that they have a right to this property. Is that true?
No.
You never authorized it, ever.
Well, no, I had a name Frost, and I wanted it. Why would I want somebody else to have it?
But I'm saying though, they're saying that because you have the same last name as them, that they have a right to this property.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nobody named
And so this is supposed to come to your son, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
All right. All right. Now, that should be clear as fucking mud, right? That should be clear as fucking mud. Who do you want to have your property? My son. Who do you want to have the truck? My son. Who do you want to be in charge of your affairs? My son. Did she ever at one time, at any time, did she ever say that she wanted the Frost to be in charge of anything? Fuck no. No, she didn't. Not one time. Not once did she ever say that the Frost should be in charge of this property or anything. Okay. Was she manipulated into getting a trust or to getting a will? Yes, she was. That much is abundantly clear. She has never wanted anyone to have her stuff except her son. I'm gonna be kind of rewind, and we're gonna watch this shit again so that it gets up here, okay? Because there's a lot of hard-headed motherfuckers out there in the video world right now, okay? A lot of them. So let me be kind and rewind this shit, and we're gonna listen to it again. Nobody named Frost, she says. Nobody named Frost. That's pretty damn clear as mud. Nobody named Frost is to have anything. Nobody named Frost is to have anything. That's what she says. All right, and let's hear it again.
That they have a right to this property.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nobody named Frost.
Nobody named Frost. Did you hear that? Let's be kind and rewind.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nobody named Frost.
Nobody named Frost has a right to this property or a right to her possessions or be able to manipulate this property in any way. Nobody named Frost. Nobody.
So this is supposed to come to your son, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Notice she didn't say my children. Notice she did not say that the property goes to my children. She said the property is everything, including the property, is to come to her son, not her children or her grandchildren, or not her grandchildren. I mean, it's to come to her son. Okay, so if she's got a trust out there, which I highly doubt, but because even if she did have a trust, it would be incomplete. But let's play devil's advocate and say she did in fact go on ahead and do a trust. All right, she must have been manipulated because she has said from day one she wanted her son to have everything. not her grandkids, not great grandkids, not kids from some distant, unrelated family, the Galts. Holy shit. You know, the Frosts are trying to bring the Galts and the McGuires in on this shit. No, sorry. They're not blood. Kentucky law is very clear. You have to be blood. And these Frosts are not blood. The McGuires are not blood. You know, and the Galts sure as fuck are not blood. Okay? They're not. They're not blood. You want to say they're distant relatives by marriage? Okay, great. That's wonderful. But are they blood? The answer is no. And therefore, according to Kentucky law, they don't matter. They are not part of this situation at all. Okay, you have to be blood. You have to be blood. All right, and they're not. So let's continue.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've never wavered from that, right? You've never wavered from that at all.
Well, no.
Okay. So then whatever they're doing without your permission or approval, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. That's all I need, baby. Thank you.
All right. Anything that they're doing without her permission or approval. Okay, are we clear as mud on this, trolls? Are we clear as mud on this? I hope so. Because I'm telling you right now, there's some people in trouble, but it sure as fuck ain't me. There's a whole lot of people in trouble, but it ain't me. You have manipulated and used this woman to steal her fucking money and to try and steal her property, but you're not going to get this property, and you're not in charge of this property right now. I am in charge of this property. This property is mine. It does not belong to anyone but me. And that rental property down there belongs to me. And Larry Frost owes me $15,000 in back rent, folks. $15,000 in back rent. And he let the Combs run out of here owing me $25,000 in back rent. Didn't even try to get it. And according to what the renters are telling me, he wasn't even charging one of the renters rent at all. He's letting them get away with no rent at all. Well, you can't do that, folks. You have to have money coming in to pay bills, okay? You can't let that, you can't make agreements like that. All right. So, you know, everything is just all out of whack here, but no, they have committed fraud. They have committed elder abuse on my mother by manipulating her and coercing her and getting her to sign documents that she would not sign. Folks, they tried to get her to sign a document kicking me off my own damn property in court. And why the bailiff did not immediately arrest James Arnold Frost and Stella House is beyond me, because that was fraud right then and there, live in a courtroom. They literally walked in the courtroom with a fraudulent document in their hand saying that I'm to be kicked off this property. No, sorry, it doesn't work that way. I answer to a probate judge, and only a probate judge, not a district judge, not a civil judge, not a family judge. I answer to a probate judge, Okay. And even then you gotta tell him I've committed some kind of felony. Well, you know what? I don't commit felonies. I have a clean record. Imagine that shit.
And so this is supposed to come to your son. So
Let's be kind and rewind.
So this is supposed to come to your son, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've never wavered from that, right? You've never wavered from that at all.
Well, no.
Okay. So then whatever they're doing without your permission or approval, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. That's
Okay. How much more plainer can it be than that? How much more plainer do you need it? You know, they're saying there's an investigation going on. I hope there is an investigation going on, because there's a whole shitload of people that need to go to prison. And every one of them's last name is Frost. And they're to go to prison at minimum for grand theft, elder abuse, and then whatever else they want to find. But yeah, there's some people going to prison, all right, and their name is Frost, because I ain't going to prison for shit. My mother is on video stating quite clearly who's to be in charge of this property, who's to own that truck, and who's to run her affairs. And that has never wavered. You noticed I asked her, have you ever wavered on that? She said, no. I have always been from day one to be in charge of my mother's affairs. Okay? But this is craziness, man. This is craziness that the Frosts were able to manipulate an entire county full of fucking lawyers. How the hell does that work?
Wanted your son to have
No,
possession of everything.
It's your son.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, they're saying it's theirs. They're saying it belongs to them. They're saying it because you have the last name of Frost, that they have a right to this property. Is that true?
No.
Wanted your son to have
No,
possession of everything.
It's your son.
Right, yeah. Okay, well, they're saying it's theirs. They're saying it belongs to them. They're saying it because you have the last name of Frost, that they have a right to this property. Is that true?
No.
You never authorized it, ever.
Well, no, I had a name Frost, and I wanted it. Why would I want somebody else to have it?
But I'm saying though, they're saying it because you have the same last name as them, that they have a right to this property.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nobody named Frost.
Nobody named Frost. Nobody named Frost. Nobody named Frost is to have anything to do with this property. Nobody named Frost. Are we clear as mud on this shit? Nobody named Frost is to have anything to do with this property in any way, shape, form, or fashion. From day one, she wanted her son to be in charge of her affairs. And remember, boys and girls, we've got Larry Frost admitting out of his own mouth that it wasn't $50,000 the judge was paid. It was $100,000 the judge was paid. He corrected me. He actually corrected me and said, no, it wasn't $50,000. It was $100,000 that the judge was paid. Okay. Remember that, folks. There's going to be a quiz later. So yeah, there's going to be some arrests made, you bet. But it ain't going to be me. That's for damn sure. And the Frosts are not in control of this property. I don't give a damn how many fraudulent documents they hold up, because they're fraudulent. Mom never completed her will. Okay, so you can't use that will. You have to go back to the one before that. Well, that one had Glenda Judy on it, and she's dead, so you can't use that one either. So then you got to go back to the will before that one, and the only will before that one is one in Ohio, and the only name on that will is me. That's it. I'm the only one on it. Sorry about your luck. So the Frosts are committing fraud. They committed elder abuse. They committed murder, at least murder by proxy, through the aptly named, I might add. And now they're committing high fraud, or whatever, however you phrase it. The highest level of fraud possible in the state of Kentucky. They're committing fraud, okay, by saying that they're in control of this property in any way, shape, or form. They're not to be in control of that rental property. They're not to be in control of this property. They're not in control of nothing. Mom made that abundantly clear. The only person that is to be in charge of any of her affairs is me, her son. Period. End of story. So what have the Frosts done? They've been manipulating her this whole time. They manipulated her this whole time. And that's sick, man. That's some sick shit. Okay? That is some sick shit. And I hope, if there is an investigation going on and there is a special prosecutor that's supposedly running around, I hope he gets this video. I hope he gets this video. because she never, ever wanted the Frost. Folks, she kicked James Arnold Frost off POA twice. He kept trying to get on POA so he could steal her shit, and she kicked him off twice. How did he get a third POA if he had been kicked off POA twice before? Oh, good question, isn't it? That's a damn good question, isn't it? How does somebody get a third POA when they've been kicked off POA twice before? Shouldn't they have gotten an automatic red flag when they went to go try to get a third POA? Yes. Yes. So why wasn't he flagged? Why wasn't he prohibited from getting a third POA? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm asking for a friend. So yeah, bring it on, motherfuckers, because my mom is here on video stating categorically that these Frosts are not entitled to a damn thing, and they're not to have anything. They're not to be in charge of this property, the rental property, or any property. And they sure as fuck ain't allowed to have that truck. And by the way, I paid the taxes on the truck and the tags. Thank you very fucking much. And that's documented at the sheriff's office that I did that shit. So if Larry's running around saying he paid for that truck, he's a liar, because I am on record at the sheriff's office paying the taxes and the tags for that truck. In fact, I paid him up into advance, actually. She said, "You want to pay for an extra year while you're here?" I said, "Absolutely, I do. You betcha." And that's exactly what I did. And that's on record at the sheriff's office and the DMV, both, the clerk's office. So yeah, they're liars, okay? They're liars, manipulators, and cheats. Not to mention criminals, okay? Grand theft is a crime, folks. I don't give a damn how you try to spin it. Grand theft is a crime. Did they steal from this woman? Yes. Twice. No, actually, well, James Arnold stole twice, and then Larry stole once. Junior stole once. Junior came in here, stole her driver's license, Social Security card right out of her purse. I was standing there when he did it. I'm like, "What are you doing in my mother's purse?" He said, "I've got her permission." That's always seems to be their running excuse. "We've got her permission to do this shit." Well, you just heard out of her own mouth they didn't have permission to do jack shit. They didn't have permission to do nothing. She never wanted them in charge of any of her affairs, ever. And you just heard it right out of her own mouth, without being coerced in any way. Because I know the trolls go, "Well, you manipulated your mother." No, I did not. You've seen how upset she was when I said somebody was taking this when I said the Frosts were taking this property. Any moron can see how upset she got when I said the Frosts were taking this property and taking control of this property. She got highly upset. Okay, so clearly she did not want the Frosts in charge of this property. Any moron can see it by watching this video. So no, I am not manipulating my mother in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Nice spin, though, trolls. I'll give you that much. It's a nice spin, but it ain't going to help you. The facts are the facts, and that's just the way it is. So the Frosts are right now, as we speak, committing fraud, not to mention post elder abuse and theft, grand theft, and murder. Murder by proxy, but it's still murder. This is sick. This really is. This is some sick shit. But I hate being false accused. Okay, one of the things I absolutely despise is being false accused. If I do something wrong, I'll be more than happy to own up to it. But I ain't done nothing wrong in this instance. Okay, I ain't done shit wrong in this instance. And the fact that they laughed when I said that Mom was dead, and then not only laughed, but then flipped me the bird and then walked on into Dollar General. Yeah. That tells you all you need to know about how they loved Aunt Alice, right? Didn't give a damn about her. They just wanted money. They wanted her money and her possessions, and they got them, and so that was the end of that. Yeah, Aunt Alice, my ass. They didn't care. They didn't give a damn about it, Mom. They didn't care about her. Didn't care about her at all. Jealous of her. Jealous of the fact that she made something of herself. And that's about it. That's about it, boys and girls. But like I said, it ain't nothing for them to get up and lie and lie in a court of law, man. Can you believe it? See, you if you lie in court, you go to prison for that. It's called perjury, and you go to prison for that. But but they ain't nothing about getting right in court and flat out lying, buddy. I ain't never seen the beat. I really ain't. I've never seen a beat in my life. But boy, they sure ain't above doing that shit though. But now you heard out of your own mouth without any coercion or manipulation of any kind. And you notice I asked her several times, who do you want to get this property? Who do you want to be in charge of your affairs? And over and over and over again, she stated she wanted her son, not the Frosts, certainly not a bunch of distant relatives, the McGuires or the Galts. Holy shit. No, she wanted her son. She's always wanted her son. She's never wanted the Frost to be in charge of anything. And I asked her several times, okay, so you can't say that I manipulated her in any way or coerced her in any way. And I even asked her that at the end. Let's hear that.
So this is supposed to come to your son, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've never wavered from that, right? You've never wavered from that at all.
Well, no.
Okay. So then whatever they're doing without your permission or approval, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. That's all I need, baby. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, did I script this in any way? Did I force you to say anything against your will? Did I put words in your mouth in any way?
Why, no.
Okay, thank you. All right. I'll see.
Okay. Never manipulated her, never put words in her mouth. It wasn't scripted in any way. And like I said, I asked her over and over and over again, do you want the Frosts in charge of this property? No. She's made it abundantly clear. She has never wanted the Frosts in charge of her affairs. Ever. She has never wanted the Frosts in charge of her affairs. Okay? The Frosts are committing fraud right now. And fraud in the state of Kentucky is a felony. Okay? It is a felony. And Clay County, by reading that fraudulent will and an alleged trust as well, has committed fraud also. Clay County is complicit in the criminal activities of the Frosts. Aiding and abetting, if you will. At no time were the Frosts to be in charge of any of her affairs. None. Zero. Goose egg. Not a zip. Okay. It was all supposed to go to her son. I asked her over and over and over again, who is to be in charge of this property? My son. Every time she said, my son. She never once said the Frosts. And she sure as hell never said the McGuires or the Galts or the Judys or anybody else. She consistently said her son. So I hope there is an investigation going on. I hope there is. Because there is some people that need to go to prison. But it ain't me. No way in hell. No way in hell is it me. Anyway, folks, that is 1 hour. And y'all have a pleasant day and a better tomorrow. Bye.